Like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause give me inches on the tip of the vibe buzz. Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug. Come and spread your arms if you really need a hug. Afrocentric living gives a big shrug. I like filled with, that's what I love. I love a plateau, it's what we're above. If it diss us, we won't even think of. We'll nip up a doggy, give a big shove. This rhythm really fits like a slug glove. Like a box of positives, it's a plus love. As the trial flies high like a dove. Kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it?
Yes, we can. What's up, mi gente? Episode 15. Man, already 15 episodes. That's like crazy how fast it's going, man. And how is everybody doing on my panel?
Doing all right.
Good.
Awesome. We got the Ostinator, the Metal Taco Show, G Major, Danny Graham, driving safely, I hope. And later on, probably Chris Knight's going to jump on after he does his whole dinner thing. So, guys, that's it? Just okay?
Yeah, it's just a mad type of day.
It's a mad type of day?
Yeah.
How's it going in your neck of the woods, Ostinator?
Nothing more. I had a day off from classes today, but so that's what kind of made it boring. Watched Book of Mandalorian. I refuse to call it Book of Boba Fett anymore because Boba Fett. We'll talk about Boba Fett because it's like I like it, but I don't. That's the thing. It's like I like it, but I don't. But overall, just I had a mad day. Just grabbed food and just hanging around.
All right, Jason, what's up, man?
Much, man. Just.
Ooh, you cutting out bad today.
Am I cutting out? Or is that Dan?
Oh, now it's better.
Yeah.
G Major, what's up?
Nada, man. Just trying to stay warm. Shoot.
Come on, it's not that cold. It's only minus 13 Fahrenheit, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Shit, that's like that's just Canadian cold.
Yeah, man. It's just like we had snow removal on my job, and then it's the freezing, and oh man.
Yeah. And Danny, how you doing, bud?
Doing well.
Awesome stuff. So you guys hear that Spiderman news?
No.
I do not think so. No.
Oh, I haven't heard you.
Well, it's at 1.7 billion right now.
Jesus Christ.
And they projected to actually break the 2 billion mark.
Oh shit.
And I believe that's gonna make it larger than Endgame, I believe. N'est-ce pas?
Damn.
What's up, K-Dot?
No. I think Avatar was like 2.2. I want that Endgame was like 2.1.
Yeah. So they're projecting that it's gonna beat Endgame because it's not gonna be pulled out of theaters yet.
Well, China is trying to release, though. Is that the thing?
Has it been released in China yet?
No, it hasn't.
It hasn't.
That's I think.
Yeah, so just imagine that, huh?
But it should be approaching the 45 days, though.
Yeah, but I think they might keep it there longer.
Yeah, they probably will. Mainly because the fact that it's raking in money like hand over fist.
I heard that it reclaimed the #1 spot last week in the box office.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
But they had a big movie go. I mean, screen, wasn't it?
No, there ain't no good movies coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's right
That
behind.
says K-Dot says someone's echoing. Well, Danny has feedback because he's in the car. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, K-Dot, or is it me when I talk?
Can you hear me now?
When I'm talking? Yeah, I hear. Oh, yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Perfectly.
Avengers Infinity War is #5, and it's Spider-Man's next. So.
I got this going through my speaker.
Oh,
my car.
Okay. So yeah, so we got these news right now. Also, that came out. I'm gonna touch it right now. It's basically now because of this huge hot streak that it's doing. They're the whole, all those rumors about sequels is pretty much gonna be happening, right? You hear that Tobey Maguire is gonna get his Spider-Man 4, and then you're gonna have Andrew Garfield is gonna have his Amazing Spider-Man 3, and that we're gonna get a team up again of all three of them.
Oh,
that would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised because, Marvel would be stupid if they didn't capitalize on this.
True.
That's right. So it's really something pretty neat. So this is what the article says. This Spider-Man No Way Home sequel rumor will have Marvel fans flipping out. Spider-Man No Way Home made nearly 1.7 billion worldwide at the box office in 5 weeks since its premiere. This is a massive record for the pandemic. The film's theatrical run isn't over and still has a chance to reach 2 billion. Only 2 MCU movies top that figure. The last 2 Avenger movies. So that's Infinity War and Endgame, right?
Yep.
There's no denying that the recipe for No Way Home worked, and Sony and Disney will want to replicate the success down the road. Well, we know that that's what they want to do. That's why there's so many massive reshoots,
You know
right?
what Marvel and Sony just did? They
Tell
just
me.
fucked the industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because now everybody can't be using that same excuse about the pandemic and COVID and all this kind of stuff. So they pretty
Correct.
much just put a big dick up everybody's butt.
And no Vaseline. Yeah.
So,
So,
spider web for Vaseline, spider fluid. Web fluid. That's what they use it.
yeah. So there's no denying that the recipe for No Way Home worked, and Sony and Disney will want to replicate the success down the road. We already know that Sony and Marvel are working on Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, so we'll see plenty of Spidey in the MCU. But there's a new rumor that talks about specific type of No Way Home sequel, and that's the kind of rumor that Spider-Man fans have been dying to hear. Mind you, No Way Home spoilers will follow below, although we already know that. We've all seen it. So the Spider-Verse success. Before we get to the No Way Home rumors, we'll have to remember why the movie worked so well for Sony and Marvel. Any Spider-Man project will probably crush the box office. After all, Spidey is one of the most popular comic book characters in history. Add the magic of MCU to the mix, Spider-Man movies are likely to make even more money than their non-MCU equivalents. Then again, No Way Home gave Sony a tremendous boost for Sony's Spider-Man universe. Now, do you guys agree with that?
I agree with it. I hope that this put pressure on the people that doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
I hope this puts pressure on Lucasfilm. But damn, if our sister company can do this shit, why the hell can't we? So I hope this puts pressure on their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
But Sony,
Go ahead.
but Sony doesn't need to say, "Oh, now we got Spider-Man, we're gonna do it ourselves." If they do that, then they're gonna go back to where they were at before.
Right.
They need to stay with MC. They need to stay with Kevin Feige and get it to collaboration and work. If they decide to say we're gonna just do it ourselves, then we're gonna get B-rated movies.
100%. And that's the thing what we said, right? When we did the review of Spider-Man No Way Home, that this just reignited, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
Tobey Maguire.
people just want to see more now, right? Because they see that they aged, right? Like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man has aged. This relationship's in limbo with MJ, right? Who knows why? Is it because they're trying to have a kid and stuff like that? And is it because, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man, he's going to look for his MJ, right? We don't know all this, so it's kind of cool, right? The possibilities are endless,
right? Especially
I think
going to
we're
be
gonna
able to find see what happened to the villains after they got returned back to their correct universe.
That too, because there's rumors about Doc Ock, right? Did he hold on to the what's it called, the arc reactor? Was it the arc reactor? Well, it was kind of like it was, right?
Yeah.
So did he keep it? Did he not keep it? Did it go with him or not? Right? So it's pretty cool. You were gonna say something, Danny?
I think that glider. I think Ned got that, and Ned's gonna reverse engineer that shit and become the Hobgoblin.
Really? Yeah, that would kind of be cool. That would kind of be cool for sure.
Especially
why I say that, because, you know, now they're in that new universe and he don't know Peter, so he has no loyalty to Peter. You don't remember him. I think he probably going to develop feelings for MJ, but some kind of way MJ is going to remember Peter or fall back in love with Peter, and then that's going to push him over the edge. Because if you all remember, when they sent him back to the different universes, that glider stayed there, right there where they were at, down there by the water, wherever it was.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, that's what I would do. Because Ned is a computer head.
And Danny, when Doctor Strange's cape went around him, he did look like the Hobgoblin a little bit too. You know when he got.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Interesting. That makes sense though. But that would be nice to see. Therefore, Sony and Marvel will definitely continue to collaborate.
Transitioning into the house.
Yeah, no problem, Danny. So therefore, Sony and Marvel would definitely continue to collaborate on new movies. No shit, right? Movies featuring Tom Holland's Peter Parker. What's that? Go ahead, Jason.
That'd be stupid not to. I mean, I would have Marvel's, have Kevin Feige, even if it's Kraven the Hunter, whatever movie. They need to have Kevin Feige helped us with this movie. They need to assure people, they got the Kevin Feige's backing behind every movie, and they'll succeed. If they start, as I said, they do it their own, then they're gonna be like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a big rate.
100%, man. But Sony can easily bring back Maguire and Garfield for Spider-Man stories involving the SSU worlds. Those stories will surely benefit from No Way Home's popularity without being directed. Exactly what we've been saying from day one, right, with that movie. Speaking of No Way Home sequels, Sony and Marvel confirmed that Spider-Man 4 is in the works. But the actual sequel that fans want to see is a movie where the three Spider-Men meet again. Thankfully, a new rumor says that Sony wants the three actors back together. No Way Home sequel is Spider-Man Trio. No Way Home might be the first live-action Spider-Verse movie, but it's still a story where Holland's Peter is the main protagonist. Maguire and Garfield arrive later in the film, helping the MCU Spider-Man save the day. But if a leaker's new scoop is accurate, so people are already spilling the beans out there, right? We might see a No Way Home sequel where the three Spider-Men appear in the film right from the beginning. That's what My Time to Shine Hello said on Twitter without providing additional context. Of note, this particular leaker did not offer many accurate details about MCU projects last year. After the reaction of No Way Home, Sony wants to make a movie with Tobey, Andrew, and Tom together, start to finish. My Time to Shine Hello. No shit, because these all that money that they're coming in with, right?
Right.
So,
But don't force out a movie there. They better have.
No, of course.
Yeah, I hope they, don't just force one out. You make sure the story makes sense. Because I know that in their eyes a little bit, and they say, "Oh, we just do this," and it turns out to be trash, and then it's gonna,
exactly. 100%. And honestly, I don't think they will, right? Because look how they did when they brought No Way Home out. There was really little talk about it. It was kept under wraps. It had fans deciphering the freaking trailers with the blurs and seeing that, that was like huge investigative work, and it was tight-lipped. And you know what? hats off to them for doing that, because that was what really made, you know, if it was confirmed for 100% that we were going to get all three of them, the fans in the theaters wouldn't have reacted the way they did.
Oh yeah.
And that's what made that movie amazing, was the fact that we had that reaction in the theater, which we haven't gotten in so long. So what is the next part? Where did I leave off here? She said that Tom Holland is making the deal of his life. Moreover, she added that Andrew Garfield will get everything he wants. More interestingly, the reports notes that Sony wants Zendaya to get her own spin-off. Now, what do you guys think about that?
I really have no comment on that, just because I don't know how you would do that. Like, are they gonna make her like what kind of story would she have in terms of like a movie? Like, is it gonna also like, are they gonna make her Spider-Woman now, or are they gonna make her Black Cat? Like, what are they doing that would make Zendaya work in like a spin-off film of her own?
Right. Jason? Go ahead, Major. Sorry.
I know there's I think there's some little series called The Amazing Mary Jane, but I haven't read it. I don't know what's going on in it. Doesn't look like she had any superpowers, just like hanging out pretty much.
Right.
So I don't see how that would be interesting. I wouldn't try it unless something's gonna give her, unless you turn her into Silk. But I don't think they want to go that route.
Right. Oh, you guys like this view better or how we were before?
No, that view was better. We're on the bottom.
We're at the bottom. This one right here.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. All right. So as exciting as this is, as exciting as all this might sound to Spider-Man fans, we'll remind you that these are still only rumors. While it makes sense to assume that No Way Home sequel featuring more Spider-Man variants is in the cards, there's no telling when to expect it. This is just like Endgame, if you will. We know a massive Avenger crossover is coming, but we have no idea when it will happen. And Avengers 5 might not be as big as Endgame was. Similarly, Spider-Man 4 might not be the next No Way Home.
Well, I'm not expecting it to be. I expect it to be more on the small scale type of film rather than it, because you can't always have a big scale movie, or because if you do that, then they don't feel as special. Right. So them kind of like, okay, we just did our huge movie, now let's kind of slow it down a little bit and let's tell more of a small scale story, and then maybe build up again to a very huge blow off, which they could do that.
Well, they need to build some more villains and stuff too. Just don't just throw 5 new villains in there and say, oh, we're gonna have another spectacular. We need to get a couple of this Craven,
Scorpion.
Somebody we haven't seen yet, start, little by little, then, and don't kill them off either. That's another thing. We still got the Vulture too, he's still lurking, in the Scorpion and stuff. So, there's a lot of.
Well, he's in the Morbius movie.
And Morbius. And the Chameleon's in there. We really just got to
let the Chameleon.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. You guys are excited for Multiverse of Madness?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested.
All right, because Sam Raimi just yesterday, I think what it was, spoke about his take on No Way Home, right? Did you guys read the article?
No.
I have not.
All right, cool. So we're going to do that together then.
All right.
It's like a read-along. It's so much fun.
Yeah, we're going to popcorn each other.
So Sam Raimi gives final verdict on Spider-Man No Way Home. So quickly, you guys think he likes it or does not like it?
Probably in the middle, I'd say, maybe.
In the middle.
I would like to think he liked it.
I got a feeling he might not.
So Spider-Man No Way Home is officially one of the most popular films of all time. The Marvel and Sony collaboration reached, we already know, $1.69 billion worldwide, making the 6th highest grossing of all time. Simply put, a lot of people have seen Spidey's latest entry into the Spider-Verse. As such, reviews continue to pour in. At the end of the day, however, there is one review that we've all been most curious to hear now that the verdict has finally arrived. In the new interview with Variety, original Spider-Man director Sam Raimi offered up his thoughts on No Way Home. The helm of Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 and the upcoming Marvel's film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness sounds quite impressed with how No Way Home incorporates his era of Spidey storytelling, which is true. It was so much fun, Raimi told Variety while promoting his Oscar shortlisted short film, You're Dead, Ellen. I love No Way Home, and the audience I was with went crazy. And we can pretty much all say that. That definitely the audience went ape shit. I love No Way Home, and the audience went as when they went crazy. It was delightful to watch Alfred play his role and William Dafoe, just seeing these guys take it to the next level. And Toby was awesome as well. The best word I can say is it was refreshing for me. Sam Raimi, it was refreshing for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And not only that, I like the fact that he, talks about William Dafoe and Alfred because those guys rocked the show.
Yeah.
Especially William Dafoe. Oh my goodness.
Dafoe defined his character.
Oh yes.
To a new level.
Definitely. Indeed, No Way Home builds much of its foundation upon Raimi's series of Spider-Man films from the early 2000s. Originally best known as the horror auteur behind the Evil Dead series, Raimi got his first shot at mainstream superhero storytelling in 2002 when Sony tapped him to direct Spider-Man, though the director had previously created his own superhero with 1990's Darkman. Shit, he did Darkman? I didn't know that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that. Darkman was cool.
I like Darkman.
Raimi's first film in the eventual trilogy introduced Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker and Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. Alongside Fox's X-Men 2000 and X2 in 2003, the original Spider-Man helped establish Marvel's characters as major players in the film world. But everybody seems to forget it was thanks to Blade.
Yes.
Yep.
True.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I'll start that.
Howard the Duck. Did you say Howard the Duck? Raimi was brought back for Spider-Man 2. That film introduced Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, and is still considered one of the best Spider-Man and superhero movies ever to this day. Well, out of those three, I would have to say Spider-Man 2 was really good.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I'll agree. 2 was great.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 was awesome.
Spider-Man 3 wasn't nearly as well received, but it introduced Thomas Hayden Church as Flint Marko, aka Sandman. That character would appear in No Way Home alongside Osborn, Doc Ock, Maguire, we all know that. Several other actors from Sony's other Spider-Man franchises, starting Andrew Garfield. After helping the pioneer in the modern superhero genre, Raimi returned to his horror project roots like Drag Me to Hell. He is now set to give superheroes another shot, this time with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So what do you guys think? You think that he's going to tear it up on that movie? Do you think it's going to be scary as people think that he's going to do?
I don't think it's going to be like scary. I think it's going to have more like a tension to it where maybe there'll be like horror elements, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh my God, like there's like, I feel like there's going to be more or less horror like tension, and there might be some, because you know how in Spider-Man 2 where it was like in the hospital scene where Doc Ock, killed all those like nurses and doctors, and I think we're going to get stuff like that.
Okay. So both Raimi's superhero experience and horror sensibility should come in handy in this saga that sends Stephen Strange across infinite timelines and in one even discovering an evil version of themselves per the trailer. So we saw that. It's going to be kind of cool seeing that.
Yeah, well, it's that the Strange Supreme from What If.
Well, yeah. Well, it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to really take the same thing? Because you know how it is. They can change everything.
That's true. But there's some scenes like when he walks outside, he sees the world like it's deteriorating. That was from What If. And there's girls in there too.
Absolutely.
I wanted this in this that we don't see him try to save her, but he lost his mind when she died or something.
Mm-hmm. So, Danny, the question was, do you think Sam Raimi is going to make Multiverse of Madness very dark and scary-ish, like his horror movies?
I don't know about scary-ish, but it's gonna be a little darkness to it.
That's what I just found. I saw on TV.
So yeah, that's pretty much so. That was really short. He really actually goes, "Yeah, I like it. It was great. It was refreshing. It was so good."
It's kind of rare when you get director like, well, I guess it was okay. I mean, it's not as good as my movie. You know,
No, well, he's not going to say that because right now he's cashing in that Multiverse of Madness, and if in that movie does well, it's going to sign him up for other movies to come, right?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
How about the director of the other Spider-Man the two movie Amazing Spider-Man? What was their thing? I mean, I don't even know who directed that film.
I don't either.
But I
And
wonder what
that's
they about. I wonder.
They were not good.
Better watch him out, buddy.
That's why I was whispering. Damn, Danny's like bionic hearing. Go ahead, Jason.
They revived those two films though, so I mean.
They definitely did.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's like, thank God, he's making my films. I don't know if it was the same director did both of them or two different directors. I was gonna say, but I know he did revive those films though.
I think Mark Webb did those films.
Both of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Mark
really?
Webb. Yep.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Just because I think I found this out last night. I was on the stream. What's the guy name that everybody is going nuts? He directed the Planet of the Apes. Mark Reeves, I think it is.
Matt Reeves?
The live action Planet of the Apes?
Matt
Yeah.
Reeves.
But he only did six or seven movies. But it like he's just fantastic director.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he did like a lot. But we look at his IMDb last night, maybe 6 or 7 movies. I think a couple of Planet of the Apes, Cloverfield, and other movies I never heard of, like B movies or something. But yeah, he's like critically acclaimed and stuff. So I don't understand what
The draw.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Amazing Spider-Man just now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna go to the chat. So we had K-Dots jumping in before, and we also had number 1, and now Mystic Shadows. So yeah, it's endless, man. The Spider-Man movies we're gonna end up getting. Believe me, I strongly think they're gonna take their time planning it out because
that and it's animated too. The animated. Remember, we got the animated ones too. They're gonna have multiple films on that also.
Then not to mention if they go into like the Spider-Man 2099, that's a whole new. So
which they're doing in the animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
That'd be good to see all four of them team up because they all got slightly different powers.
Right. Now the thing is this: do you want to see Spider-Man 2099 live action?
Yes.
I think it'd be cool because he has he has the fangs. You get organic webs too, but I don't think he's stick. He has like claws and stuff that can retract. So it'd be cool to see all that shit.
He would be good in the next team up one. You know, to bring in a fourth one with Miles Morales. And you'd have 5 of them.
Right. Cool. So Daredevil, guys, what do you think? Excited? Not excited?
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Cox killed it, bro.
Should have been already in production already.
Right? But the thing is, man. Go ahead, Danny.
Ben Affleck's suit better. If they could put Ben Affleck's suit on Charlie Cox, it would be perfect. Because while Charlie Cox's suit was good, it didn't show all the Billy Club and all the stuff like Ben Affleck's did.
I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, his suit was tight. Ben Affleck's suit was tight.
Well, mention Ben Affleck. He rumored he's going to be in they bringing him back for that Multiverse of Madness.
I heard that too.
So I mean, would you? What do y'all think about that? Would you want to see him in that? I mean, or you want the other Daredevil? You know,
that would be the movie to do it. Go ahead, Danny.
I sent you that clip of the they call it deep face, whatever they call that shit, with Tom Cruise as Tony Stark. It didn't look bad.
Yeah.
It didn't look bad. So if they can do that and pull it off in the different multiverses, I might like that.
What I'm afraid about all that, but it's the multiverse, right? So they can do whatever they want in that, and they can throw whoever they want. They can have Wesley Snipes' blade in there.
I want to see it. Can we pull that up? I want to see if I can pull that up.
Yeah, if you can pull it up if you want. I don't care. I'll put it up. I really don't. I'll share it. Oh my gosh, man! Yeah,
You could build multiple Punishers. I mean, they got different money. You could bring those in. There's a
yes. That's anybody, absolutely. You can put Punisher. You can bring in
Nicolas Cage back for a Ghost Rider. I mean, there's a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
they could do the Ghost Rider off of
Shield.
Off the other one.
Nicolas Cage.
No, the Hispanic one.
Yeah,
the one from Shield.
That's the one from Shield.
Yeah.
I like him better than the Nicholas one.
Man, I didn't know Favreau was in freaking the Daredevil movie with
he was
Ben
Foggy.
Affleck.
He was Foggy.
Really?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. He was in it.
Yeah. Saw it because when I was doing the article, right, they have like a video clip which you guys are gonna see later. And they're showing clips of it. So it's like crazy. I'm like, what? He was in that movie? But Danny, you told me if I watch it again, I have to watch the director's cut, right?
The director's cut is much better than the theatrical cut.
Right. So keep that. I'm going to go do the article now. When you find it, let me know. I'll share it.
I got it now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
See if I can share it with you.
Send it to us. Send it to us now. It is mine. Oh, Bullseye was freaking what's his face? Shit.
From the
Farrell.
Go ahead, share.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell,
Yeah.
Dream about it. It was so real.
If you wanted to have a kid, then
Naturally.
we
You got it?
Yeah, go ahead.
were.
Expected. Yeah. Yes? No. I had a dream about it. It was so real.
If you wanted to have a kid, you wouldn't have done that.
I'm glad you brought this up because it's nothing. It's just a housing unit for nanoparticles.
You're not helping.
No,
your
this is
case,
detachable.
okay?
It's not a.
You don't need that.
I know I had the surgery. I'm just trying to protect us. Few trusses, and that's it. Just in case there's a monster in the closet. Instead of,
Shirts.
That's freaking weird.
you know me so well. I finished all my sentences.
You should have shirts in the closet.
Yeah. You know what it should be? No more surprises. We're gonna have a nice dinner tonight. Show off this area in stone.
That
And
would
we
be
should have
That's
no more
crazy.
surprises ever. I should promise you.
Yes.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tony Stark.
I wouldn't be surprised if that really happens.
Stephen Strange. I need you to come with me. Oh, congratulations on the wedding, by the way.
I'm sorry, you giving out tickets or something?
We need your help.
Yeah, that looks good.
Bruce.
Okay.
Makes me want to watch the movie now. God damn it. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
If they do something like that, I could get on with that.
Yeah, it does look good. It doesn't look bad. He doesn't look bad as Tony Stark. Nope. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Daredevil suit. I have to disagree on you. I like the one on Netflix.
Good, but Ben Affleck's is tight, man. And all leather.
Yeah. So here we go. Marvel announces new Daredevil series. Now they're announcing a new comic book starting out, as well as TV series, right?
Okay.
And there we got Mrs. Swank. So Daredevil will patrol Hell's Kitchen again in a new series. On Tuesday, Marvel Comics revealed that Daredevil will relaunch with a new #1 issue following the climax of the Devil's Reign event. The Eisner-nominated creative team of writer Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto will return to tell new stories about Matt Murdock beginning in June, following the end of Zdarsky's Daredevil Woman Without Fear miniseries. I thank God that it's a miniseries, right? The press release promises that new series will continue telling Matt Murdock and Elektra Natchios stories. They each reckon with everything that taking up Daredevil's mantle has cost them. Getting to writer Daredevil and work with Marco is a career highlight. I'm just generally excited that we get to continue our epic story with the new series. That's crazy. How many times have they restarted books, right? Due to political bullshit, because they get too political, they lose it, and then they start it from scratch again, you know?
Yeah.
There's been a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they're hurting, man. Book sales, they're hurting big time.
Yeah. Well, everybody get the digital comic books now and stuff.
Yeah, but still, once you go digital, man, anything, people can get it off the net easily.
Yeah.
So I went digital because I ran out of space, closet space. My wife was like, not getting more comic books.
You went digital because of your wife, not because you were running out of space. Because of your wife.
I went just because of the run out of space in my closet. I'm afraid my wife won't tell me what to do when it comes to that. Sorry.
Danny, if you wanted more space, if you like, for example, you're taking over her closet, would that happen? No, that wouldn't happen.
I can show you a picture of my closet now if you don't believe me.
I believe you. I'm just busting your chops, man. But that looks tight though. That drawing. Man, have you guys watched Peacekeeper or Peacemaker, whatever?
I have.
The last episode was good. The ones before it was crap.
So, what I'm asking you basically is, should I watch this?
Yes.
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 I should. Oh shit.
It's up to you. I haven't. I'm not interested.
I'm not either.
If you want to talk about it, you have to watch it.
Oh, that's true, but I'm not on anything that says about it. So let's see here. So here we go. That's this. This is the one right here. Hey, Chris. So right here, Marvel Studio movies and series coming in 2022, full MCU schedule. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe continues to grow across the multiverse in 2022. After 2020 became the first year without a Marvel Studios movie since 2009. All right, so we already know about that because of the pandemic. And the Emmy-winning WandaVision premiering on Disney Plus, which none of us are probably going to rewatch ever again. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The LDG.
Like, no, but LDG.
I may watch an episode, but the whole series, you are correct.
Yeah, exactly. The whole series, nobody will watch. Now, saying that, which Disney series would you ever rewatch?
Falcon probably.
Falcon Winter Soldier. I might rewatch that.
So you're saying that that's the only one that is rewatchable
so far?
Marvel,
Mandalorian. I rewatched that.
Are we talking about Marvel or any of them?
I was saying Marvel. I was focusing on Marvel because that's what we're talking about right now. But
Falcon possibly. Yeah. I mean, I might go back and watch certain ones to refresh. WandaVision for me, though, as horribly as it ended, I'd probably watch it just because it's visually stimulating, and up until like the last episode, it really had somewhere to go.
Yeah. So in 2022,
hey, I got a work emergency I got to take care of, so I'm gonna have to take off, guys.
Not a problem, man.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Take care.
Yep.
So in 2022, another era begins as Phase 4 continues to explore the multiverse, returning a new superhero like Moonlight, which, guys, the trailer looked hot. I don't know, but what do you guys think? That trailer was freaking good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it don't disappoint.
I hope so.
The show look good.
She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, Kamala Khan. She-Hulk, I'm interested. Kamala Khan, and Riri Ironheart Williams. Will those see the announced movies and Disney Plus series? So Moonlight, excited? Yay? Nay?
Yes. Excited.
Yes.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I won't say excited. Interested.
Yeah. I'm
Interesting,
really
yeah.
I'm really
Well, the
interested in
Multiverse
seeing
of
what
Madness
this-
is a movie. Are we talking about all of what
Yeah,
upcoming
whatever's
Marvel
coming down. Exactly.
Absolutely, Doctor Strange.
She-Hulk.
Sure.
Yeah,
Interested.
interested in it.
Yeah, interested.
All right, and
Of course,
then we got
talk like Peacemaker because he's got a funny bone. Dude, you don't understand. That guy's an awesome guy.
Secret Invasion.
I want to see that.
Yeah, because I think they'll actually flip the script on what they've already sold us with the Skrulls and all that.
Mm-hmm. So, an adaptation of Marvel's comics, even the same name, Secret Invasion, reunites former S.H.I.E.L.D. super spy Nick Fury and the shape-shifting Skrull Talos. And after 2019, Captain Marvel and Spider-Man Far From Home, Thomas Bazooka, the Family Stone let him go, and Criminal Minds. Really? Criminal Minds, Manhunt. Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder, you guys, yay or nay?
Interested.
I am, because I think that there's lots of stuff that they could do. I just don't think it's a continuing story. They need to get through Jane's story in one swoop. But the more I read about it, it does sound like Chris Hemsworth has a really prominent role. It's almost the way they started saying this is it had Lady Thor, and that it was going to focus around Jane and being Lady Thor. But the more I read about it, it sounds like Chris Hemsworth is going to be very, very big time in it, which is kind of cool because you got Chris Hemsworth, you have Benedict Cumberbatch, you have some of these characters who are still part of the old Marvel who are willing to stick around. So I'm interested.
The thing that turning me off about this movie is all the I'm not gonna say wokeness, but we've heard that what's the actress's name that plays Valkyrie?
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, she came out saying that this movie is gonna explore lesbian romances, and she's excited for it. Right now, I don't have an issue with that, but now that the fact that they keep announcing things like that, let the writing, let the story unveil itself. I don't think there's this is my opinion. I don't think it's necessary of needing to talk about that anymore in today's world, right? We expect to see it in some shape, way, or form, and everything that's out there now. But just let the story play. We don't need to hear it. That's my opinion. And when they start doing that stuff, I'm just like,
what's
here we go
the difference
again.
like when minorities are asked questions and they finally feel like they got their due, and then when they ask, they say something. But if you always been in the majority, then it might would offend you. But if you've been in the minority and you feel like you've been overlooked, I mean,
right? I get what you're saying, but
I mean,
you're saying,
right?
Yeah, no, but you see, like I'm just to go back to what you're saying, right? For example, now NFL, all professional sports have specific months that they dedicate, and that they wear different uniforms. They wear tape around their ankles or whatever part of, depending on what the sport is, right? All to raise awareness of these things, right? And now movies and everything are out. They're throwing it more in the forefront. But this is already, I get it, but it's already being shown in everything. It's in TV, it's in commercials, is there a need to say that they're exploring that?
Well,
I don't think so.
I think this is the point, is that when you want equality, at some point, or if you want equal representation, let's put it that way, not equality per se, you should at some point say, okay, we've been kind of forcing this issue for a while. Let's step back and let's see if this becomes a natural thing for people without having to force it. We don't need to say it. We want to see if people respond well to it without mentioning, hey, there's undertones, there's a lesbian story or whatever. What happens if you don't say anything? Do people go and watch the movie and you're represented a certain way, and they walk out and they say, that was a great movie? You've won. You have won, because now you don't have somebody coming out and going, man, that was weird that they put that lesbian scene in it or whatever. There comes a point when you have to say, do we stop and let this fly on its own and see how it does? Because until you're willing to do that, you don't really know if it's taken root, because you're only forcing the issue. That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like, let's see what happens.
All right. So Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I think we can all say we're all I'm very curious and excited to see what the hell that's going to shape up to, because it's at a standstill right now, and I'm curious to see how that's going to do. So the release date, November 11th, 2022. That's what they're shooting for.
Doubtful.
That was the third or fourth time it was pushed back.
Well, it's already shut production down again. It completely shut down again.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, excited for that. So guys, that was a crazy Mandalorian episode. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian was great this week. Wasn't there another Star Wars show coming out?
Go ahead, start us off, Austinator. Go ahead. Do you know the usual questions, your overalls, your likes and your dislikes?
I told you guys, when I saw this morning, you asked. I said, you're not going to like it.
You said you told me I wasn't going to like it. I loved it.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I listen, it had its issues, right? One of it that it wasn't a Boba Fett show. It was the Mandalorian show.
I thought you was going to be a stickler about. But it wasn't Boba Fett. It wasn't Boba Fett.
Yeah, it wasn't Boba Fett, but the story that they gave us was very interesting for many reasons, which I'll get back after. You guys go first. Let's go ahead.
It's a really good episode, and I would probably say it is the best episode we've gotten thus far. However, it felt really out of place, and it's kind of sad that the best episode of Book of Boba Fett is an episode that Boba Fett's not even in. That's not a good thing. I mean, I like the action. I like the interactions. The stuff with the Mandalorians and fighting over the Darksaber, that was great. The opening sequence was great. Melting down the Beskar spear into the little thing for Grogu. I thought that was really interesting.
I wonder what the hell that is.
Yeah, seriously. You took the words right out of my mouth.
That was driving me fucking crazy trying to figure out what the fuck that is.
Oh, they realized Grogu is the bread and butter of Mandalorian. So this tells you right there they're gonna bring Grogu back at some point.
Well, they built the little child seat on that spaceship for him.
Exactly. It's what are we saying? I'm sorry, Austinator. It's your turn, but I'm going to say something really quick. I love this episode, but the problem is I can't grade it towards the Book of Boba Fett because it's not a Book of Boba Fett series or episode. It is a Mandalorian episode, and in that sense, it's the best Mandalorian episode ever. Why? Because it's not in the Mandalorian season. I mean, that's why. And then you're confirming a whole shit ton of stuff. One, all you need is for Pedro Pascal to stay home, keep his mouth shut, and he can voice this actor because now he's not supposed to take his helmet off, and he's been told bad boy, so he's not going to take it off again. So now you don't even need Pedro Pascal. So the rumors of whether or not Pedro Pascal is really in that armor all the time, they've totally made the move.
It doesn't matter.
He is not. No, it doesn't matter. He's going to find Grogu, so he wants to go back and see Grogu. So what the hell? It's
all right. Go ahead, Austin, finish up.
It's just overall, it's it is a good episode, but I can't in good conscience give it a or a 9 out of 10 because at the end of the day, it's not a Boba Fett episode, like Chris said. It's so out of place and just so you couldn't have maybe combined both a kind of a Mando and Boba Fett episode. I think that would have been better. It just do you want to give final grade or do you want to wait till?
No, go ahead.
I can't in good conscience give it an A. I can't do it. I'm leaning towards a B or a C because it's definitely not a D. I'm not going to say it's trash, but I'm judging this as a Book of Boba Fett episode, and because it's not Boba Fett, I might have to go to maybe a B- C+ range.
All right.
But if it's Mando, then an A. But
all right, go ahead, Chris. Make it short because I know you got a place to go.
Yeah.
And I want to hear Danny's before
It's
you
a
guys
great
jump.
episode, and I understand the reason for it. And I'll tell you this: if I'm gonna grade this on the Book of Boba Fett, instead of giving us some crap filler episode with Boba Fett in it, I actually say this does better. They at least understand that, one, this answers questions about when's Mandalorian coming back, so they keep piqued interest. Great job on their part. It was done well. We see that they got a few of them left. You've given you're already filling context in for the next upcoming season that he's going to be on a mission to get to the springs to cleanse himself to become Mandalorian.
The underwater caves.
Exactly. So you've already given us our mission for season 3, at least season 3, maybe season 4 too. We know he's going to go after Grogu. You've answered a lot of things in this. You know he's going to get the Darksaber back, or not Bo-Katan, but maybe Bo-Katan, maybe Moff Gideon is going to come back and get it. Something like that. We got that. We've set up season 3 perfectly. That's great. But this does get us to the point that we knew the Mandalorian was going to show up. He gets on Tatooine, and Fennec Shand comes in. So I will say this. As much as I don't want to grade this as a Boba Fett episode, I will grade it as that, and I would give it a B+ because we knew he was coming, and they probably sat there and said, what do we do with this episode? Because we don't have enough to do with this episode. And instead of giving us a very slow Boba Fett episode, they at least gave us a whole lot of what's coming up for the Mandalorian, and then brought him into the Boba Fett series. Which, if you can't give us a good Boba Fett episode, at least you can give us a good Mandalorian episode to bring him into Book of Boba Fett. So B+, that's what I got to say about it.
Cool. Danny, go ahead.
I don't think that is a criteria that the star of the show has to be in every episode. I think I've
not
seen
in this series.
A flash or two where the Flash wasn't in there. And I think on other sitcoms and stuff, I've seen episodes where the star was in there because they were working on another particular star's episode. But we all knew last week when we heard Mandalorian's theme music that he was going to be on there. One thing I didn't like, I've never known the damn Darksaber to have to be controlled and wheeled. Now it's so heavy that you can't control it unless you're in tune with it. That's something they pull out their ass.
Yeah.
I've never heard or seen that done in any book, any other.
I think it was in Rebels, though. Wasn't it in Rebels where Sabine had?
I think it was kind of hinted, but not nearly like if you keep fighting it, it gets worse and harder and harder and harder. But
I've never seen that before because it's more or less the same. It was made by a Jedi and a Mandalorian, what they said. So the lightsabers don't act like that. They don't.
Yeah, by Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian Jedi.
So I think that's something that they pulled out to, I guess, a plot, something to push the plot or make a plot device or something. I don't know.
Or maybe Din Djarin's going to be force sensitive and he's going to be the next Mandalorian Jedi.
That could be possible. But
that's an interesting twist.
I didn't like that. Overall, I'm going to give this an A- because I like the way the main thing I really like is that they joined Mandalorian and Boba Fett. So now we can see crossovers, we can see team ups, we can see all that stuff, and it won't be no surprise, won't be no. So I like the way they did that. Now I don't like nothing. I don't like that ship they gave him. They need to give him another Razor Crest or something that's just too small to me. I don't like that. I'm like, how he's gonna be a bounty hunter? Where the hell he gonna put him? He gonna scrap him on the back of the ship or something?
A Nubian fighter.
So I didn't like that.
And come with me by the rope or well, I gotta tie you off in the back. It might get hot back there with the thrusters and all, but
I thought that was a little stupid. But and I didn't like the mechanic. She gets on my nerves.
You know what's funny is I like her. I do like her, but
I don't like her. She's
that's fine.
Bad. She's bad comic relief.
Was her name Dottie? I think. Yeah, Dottie.
Yeah. And other than that, like I said, I really enjoy the way they tied that When I saw Mandalorian, I saw that little walk he does, and he fights like Boba Fett should be fighting. I don't know. I don't know what the age difference is, but he has a lot more vigor and energy, and seems to be more skilled than Boba. So maybe that'll rub off on him, or maybe they'll see. Okay, we can't have Mando outperform Boba, so maybe they'll raise the bar. I hope they don't lower it, but maybe they'll raise Boba's skill set.
Yeah,
but I like that.
Well, honestly, it's what you said is dead on, right? It's like they brought the Mandalorian character high up, and they just completely brought Boba Fett down.
Yeah,
which should have been like what Mando is, his ruthlessness. That's what Boba Fett we expect to see from Boba Fett, and we didn't get that.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the difference in age. He's a young he's a young Mandalorian, and Boba Fett's a more wiser Mandalorian. So
Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian yet. I think he might try to take the mantle, or not take the mantle.
Boba Fett is a Mandalorian by birthright.
Well, okay.
Because Django led Mandalore.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's canon, but
that's what I'm saying. I think that's
he mentioned, but he mentioned it on he mentioned it on the Mandalorian with the when he brought it up on his arm place.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. I think he might that might be a team up thing that they're both going to try to help restore Mandalore at some point, but we'll see. I'm sorry.
All right, so you guys got to go, or you guys good?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
All right, so pimp out your channels. Go ahead, Chris.
Real Review 3000 ADHD for YouTube and also Chaos Central. Make sure you come over as soon as Guy Scar's done here, and we got the rule of 3 topics and 3 minutes each and all that fun stuff. So yeah, please stop on by. We appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
See you later. Danny, go ahead.
Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on Chaos Central channel. My show is the Chaotic Conversation. 4 topics, usually 4 to 5 different people, 4 different points of views, 4 different ways looking at things. So please check us out. Last night was on Anzo's show, Chaos Celeste. We had 2 special guests. I think one's going to become a regular. Very good show. And tonight, I expect the same. And then on Saturday, if you're not doing anything, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a new format on Square One where we're going to be ranking, I think, the top 30 NFL. But you're going to be ranking top 30 different NFL players, different positions, different eras. So if you don't do anything, come check that out.
Sounds good. All right, Danny, man, thanks for being here.
We'll catch you next week, Bubba.
No problem.
See you, Danny.
All right, later.
So, Jason, go ahead, man. Floor is yours. What you think of the episode?
Well, we're grading this on Boba Fett, so I know I was coming on here. I said I'll probably get fans on for this, but if I'm grading this as like a teacher, this gets an F, because it'd be like if the teacher says do a Shakespeare writing on Hamlet, and I do a perfect A+ one on Romeo and Juliet. Well, guess what? I'm going to get a 0 for that. But
it's funny you said that though, but if you read Hamlet is not in all acts.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it's you get assignment and they completely do a different fact.
Right.
As an episode, I mean, I'm gonna put it a Star Wars episode. I'm not putting it as Boba Fett. A solid A. It was a great episode. I enjoyed it, but I was gonna say it doomed the show. I literally this episode doomed the show because you had what we had before was mediocre. And you have this fantastic. You had awesome battle scenes. You had the thing when he was flying the starship through the canyons, the outer space. You see, there was so many. We brought the 2 pilots back. A lot of characters. Had the Mandalorians.
Right.
And then I'm afraid of they were mentioning he's going to go see Grogu. So are we going to go see him go find Grogu this next episode? We only got 2 episodes left. So I'm saying, this episode sort of screwed the show because. Unless they're going to have a 2-hour finale or something, or unless we are definitely getting a season 2. I mean, they're going to go
sure.
like the Pikes, like they did the motorcycle game. They're going to fly over and blow them up and up the end. And the Star Wars credits go in. I mean, that's what they're setting it up for us. For a 51-minute episode, which was a long episode here, they screwed the show. I mean, I enjoyed it. That's what I'm saying. This was hey guys, we're doing the Mandalorian season 3 coming up. Look what you got to look forward to. I know you're stuck with this crap right now, but we got some good coming. That's to me, that's what it's pretty much did for us. But
yeah, it was an episode like a sneak preview episode.
So this is wrong with Star Wars. They shouldn't these shows. I know they started off the Mandalorian show, but now we're doing the Mandalorian universe, sort of like MCU Mandalorian universe. They would be better off because I know we're supposed to get Ahsoka. We got maybe that Rangers of the Old Republic. Maybe I don't know if they're still going or if they're going to combine it. It would be better off they do like Star Trek and they just Star Trek or it's called this one Star Wars A New Republic or something like that.
Right.
And then you have episodes every week. And if you don't see Boba Fett, well, you have different things going on. That's what they're going to do. Eventually, he's going to be, if you're going to do stuff like this, you're going to have to, you got to put them all on one banner like a show because it's, it's kind of, you're sort of screwing the shows up by doing something like they did there.
Right.
It was too much. They should have brought the Mandalorian in. He's looking for a ship, and Boba Fett should have showed up there in that hangar and said, "Hey, or something." At least they brought him in. He could have been, he wasn't in. Only time we saw Boba Fett was at the at the beginning where it showed the what happened last week and his name. So it'd be like that was the only thing and Fennec came in and mentioned his name at the last second, which a 51-minute episode. So it's kind of, they shouldn't have put so much Mandalorian. They should have had him worked in there together somehow for the show's sake. But I love the episode. I mean, I hate to say that because the episode was awesome. I love that episode. But
here's what some people want. This is what Twitter. That's like it's trending, right? Yeah. Obviously, for obvious reasons. So you have people saying when it is an episode of the Book of Boba Fett, not really an episode of the Book of Boba Fett. When the series' best episode by far is almost entirely about a different Star Wars universe character altogether. My review.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right?
And dude, when he went in there with the Bulldog characters, man, he would beat the hell out of him. He cut that one guy in half. And I was like, shit, that's what we've been looking for. I mean, we've been getting a weekend, a couple pops and little things on Bubba doing. Yeah. And Mando comes in there in the first 5 minutes and he freaking beheads a guy. He freaking chops a guy in half. They showed on camera.
Ruthlessness. The ruthlessness that people wanted to see in Boba Fett, or they're getting it in Mando. This is how Boba Fett should have started with Boba Fett.
Exactly.
That's how it should have started.
And you know what? An episode like this wouldn't be so bad if it was like 12 or 15 or 20 episodes. But but we have 7 episodes. This is episode 5. We got 2 episodes left. It's like this was that. As much as this episode was good, it screws the pooch.
That's right.
We can't afford to have a filler now. If this next episode's a filler, this is
not a filler. This is definitely not a filler because they're using this to go in many different directions, both for this episode, letting us where it's going to lead to the next episode, right? Obviously, he's going to go with Fennec, and they're going to sit down with Boba Fett and see what's needed, right? And it also goes to what we're expecting now in Mandalorian season 3.
Exactly. So. But only thing it helped out for the Book of Boba Fett was probably like less than 3 minutes of this thing when Fennec came in and a few little things. 51 minutes had nothing to do with the Book of Boba Fett. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. You only got like 3 or less minutes worth of story in there that actually goes to the series.
Right.
So, I mean, as I said, it's a awesome episode, but it fucked I'm sorry for that language. The series.
It's all good, man. So I like what Mahler said. The Mandalorian, a show attempting to bank on the Boba Fett cool factor, ends up loaning its protagonist to the actual Boba Fett show as it cannot stand on its own two storyless, bored as fuck feet. Exactly. Boba wasn't even in it.
And Grogu's going to be in it. They know you already got him. They got everything. Grogu, because it's sad. Like they're doing it to sell merchandise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. IGN, episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett brings the violence, the humor, and the emotional weight, but ultimately serves as a filler episode that doesn't add enough to the continuing plot because there isn't any right now. You know, this last episode we got to see where everything's leading, right? To a big battle. It took 4 episodes to do that. So what does that tell you? That this whole show is a total mess. It's a total mess. It's like, I don't know how these people could have left the storyboards and decided how to do all these things in that specific order, right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And myself, I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it for various reasons. One, we got to see a background of what happened on Mandalore in live action, which was really cool. We got a history lesson from the armor about, you know, the dark saber, right? Yep. Like the whole thing, how you wield it, the curse of the dark saber, right? Which pretty much makes sense because Sabine gifted it to forgot her name now. I have a blank. To what's her name? The Mandalorian girl that Boba and I forgot her name. Anyways,
I think
Sabine
they labeled her as like the armorer or something. Like,
no, the armorer told the story about how if you don't win it honorably in a battle, then Mandalore's cursed for bad luck, and that's what happened, right? Sabine gifted it to I have a blank on her name now. Yeah. To Bo-Katan. Gifted it to Bo-Katan, and then that's what happened. You know, it was turmoil, there was the battle, and then there was the purge. Right? Where she loses the saber to Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's Mando who wins it.
Yeah.
Right? But then again, Mando has it, and they're not too happy about the fact that he has it because he did not kill.
He didn't kill, yeah, so
Gideon. So already went to get against it. The whole fact that he loses his title as Mandalorian because he already removed his helmet, right? I love that whole story about it because they're hardcore extremists, right? There's no bending the rules.
Well,
right?
Bubba's gonna now see Bubba's took his helmet off too. Now is he gonna have to go with Mando now to those springs?
No, that's if he wants. Remember, there's two different what's not cults, sects, right? There's the remember we got it in the Mandalorian when he didn't take off his helmet, right? He's part of the Dark Watch cult where you're not supposed to take off your helmet. The fact that he did, he's no longer wanted, and and the armorer said it. If it wasn't because of our beliefs and our way of being, their Mandalorian way would have died. They're keeping the Mandalorian culture alive, right? By being extremists. It's kind of interesting. It really is. It's, in a way, it's. Go ahead.
Wait, they're going to Mandalore. They definitely know they're going to Mandalore this next series, and that's what I thought they were going to. So that's cool. We're going to do that. So it's going to be something new. You know,
I honestly think that the Mandalorian, what it's going to lead up to, is to the rise of Mandalore. And then that's going to lead to whatever movies or whatever they want to do in the past. What do you think, Austinator?
It probably will lead to that. And you know what? That stuff with the Darksaber and like just the fall of Mandalore in live action, I agree. I thought that was really cool. It's just it's just the timing of doing it makes no sense. Especially when we're still at this point of the Book of Boba Fett where we're still trying to figure out, like, you know, what's going on. Like, this episode should have continued the story. This just felt like they pressed pause on the story and went freaking backwards.
Yeah.
It's like
100%.
It's like, great. You know, they're setting up future stuff. Great. Yep. But the problem is you're now sacrificing your entire show to do that. That's not good.
It's episode.
I think, you know what? They have to do something that we've never seen and that we don't expect in order to save this series. If it can even do that, because this series has been bad. it's been a terrible series.
Dude, that's
it's been a terrible series. This episode's by far the best episode, and he's not even in it.
Yeah.
Right.
I went
and that's what I was telling my wife, is that if they would have cut a little bit of him traveling to Tatooine and a little bit less of him pimping his ride with Dottie, right? And put in a little bit more of an interaction with Boba Fett, I think that would have saved all this. Boba Fett's not in it, right? If they would have done it a little bit like that, I don't know why they thought that, people wouldn't bash it for what it is, that the best episode and he's not in it, right? And the ruthlessness, and it's not Boba Fett, right? So there's a lot of things that I liked about it too. The droid, the DB droid from Fallen Order, right?
Yeah,
I like the way how it's tying. It tied in the prequels as well. You saw when the speeder was going, we can the Nubian fighter, and then the way he was going through Beggar's Canyon.
Oh yeah, that was
back to the whole pod racing, right? That was cool. I have to give this as an episode in itself a B+, right? Because I'm gonna giving it a B+ because I'm thinking of it as the Book of Boba, right? If it was a Mandalorian show, I'll probably give it an A-, but B+ because those 2 points I just said, if they would have cut that part of the transport a little bit shorter and less pimping his ride with Dottie, and brought it in Boba Fett,
just a little bit,
for the good at least 15 to 20 minutes of them two together, I think that would have been better for the series. But it's a clusterfuck.
That whole part on that planet was really cool, because you got to see a new type of planet, and like underworld and trains, and we met the Mandalorians there in that place where they melted the. So I thought that, I was like, God, is they going to make her Omega? I thought they're going to reveal that's Omega or something. At first, I was thinking, and it was this. And I'm like, where's this going to fit? Where's fitting in Boba? Where's Boba Fett? Where's it going to fit in? And then he's never showed. I was like, wow, he is not going to be in this episode at all. I mean, it was like, wow. But
imagine the armorer is Omega.
That's who I was thinking. I was like, when it showed her, I was like, oh shit, they're actually going to do that. I'm like, but I was like, well, maybe not now.
Yeah. Anyway.
This show has just been like, even though I've been giving the show like B's and like a C, overall, I still think the show is underwhelming. Like, that's just...
Yeah.
Like, this show could have been so much better. And this episode kind of pisses me off, because this episode is what we should have had from the beginning.
100%.
And...
Boba Fett.
Honestly, now, after this episode, I'm thinking about going back to the other episodes and actually docking a letter grade from all those episodes, because I'm so pissed at that. Like, all those B's are going to go to C's, because I am genuinely upset at the fact that this episode just outclassed the first 4 episodes. And it wasn't even close. It's
100% agree with you, man.
So we got
oh, man.
Well, we only got 2 episodes. This next episode's got to have a lot of stuff in it to set up that finale, or like I said, unless we're getting to season 2, where right now it's like nobody wants a season 2 the way it's going. It's not. That's why I said it would be better if they would have, instead of making a Book of Boba Fett, they would have made like Star Trek does it. So make like Star Wars, the New Republic, and you'd have stories about Boba Fett. You'd have stories about this, of Ahsoka. Had them all is different things. You wouldn't have had to have.
By you saying that, I agree with you 100%. What this episode has proved, that we didn't need a Book of Boba Fett.
Nope.
It completely made Boba Fett, this show,
we could have had a couple
completely worthless
about Boba Fett. Like 3
This is, to me, the Loki of Star Wars after this episode.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, I can't wait for the show to end. And you know what? Screw it. Boba Fett is now a discount Mando.
He's a lackey.
He is.
He's a lackey. And this episode proved it.
Yeah, Yeah, that's like I say. You would have had a couple episodes about Boba Fett. You could have had a couple episodes about Cara Dune. You could have, and it would have been, and then you would have had them all together. But had their own stories. But a whole series, they proved that they just can't do it. They had Mando had to come and rescue him, and pretty much rescue the series so people actually want to see the series. But it was going to piss off. Like next week's show is bad, and then it's going to be really bad. It's going to what the fuck?
Let's see, man. Let's see.
We got him. Yeah. We haven't got him riding his Rancor around, so that we probably have a whole damn episode of that. Him and kissing another bantha or something. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing about I forgot what it's called, the dragon that the Mandalorian, rides. There's that's like an ancient tale about that, and that's what Boba Fett rode in the Christmas special. The cartoon.
Oh yeah.
So basically, I don't know if that's going to be the symbolism of it. But anyways, guys,
the only thing that'll save this show is if Boba rides the biggest bantha that we've ever seen.
He's not going to ride the bantha. He's going to ride the Rancor. That's what's going to happen.
That's
He's going to ride the Rancor. Yeah,
that is so cool.
We'll see how it's going to be done, but like I said, I'm just curious to see how they're going to try and pull this off. But for me, this whole series is going to be, besides this last episode, I won't rewatch any of the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
That is for sure. So, guys, we're running on 116 right now. So, Austin, pimp out your channel as we close things up.
Yeah, I got a channel. I have over 200 subs on it. Yesterday, we had a stream. Disclaimer, if you ever want to go back and rewatch it, for mature audiences only.
Okay.
It can get there. It got some things could be offensive, but however, if you look at it on the surface, it actually wasn't. But just don't look too deep into it. Just have a fun time watching it back. I do a bunch of stuff over there. Review movies. I'm not reviewing Book of Boba Fett on my channel. I refuse to do so because it's not. I forget it. Boba Fett's a joke. Long live Mando. He's the best character forever. Boba Fett. Remember when he was so cool in Empire Strikes Back? Me neither. Yeah. Forget it. I forgot. No, I don't even know.
Disintegrations.
Oh God! But I'm found everywhere. You can find me on Chris Knight's channel for the weekly wrap up Real Review 3000. Chaos Central for the Book of Mandalorian Roundtable. You can find me here on the Hangout where wherever Guy Scar topics are thrown at us. We'll talk about that. And of course, Book of Mando. Of course, we got to talk about Book of Mando every week. You can find me late on Friday nights on the Metal Taco Show. The Jason Lee Tucker Statement, where we do a late night show every Friday night. And of course, you can find me on Ninjoy243's channel for Galactic Chat and other streams where we also talk about Book of Mandalorian. And also follow the Chaos Central Twitter because I tweet out everybody's shows at this point, and I also have my own Twitter at the Austin17. Sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet, sometimes I don't. It's a lottery. Go check me out. Guy Scar, thanks for having me on. This was fun. Thanks for letting me rant about the Book of Mandalorian.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime. Jason, go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Jason Lee Tucker, channel's Jason Lee Tucker Statement. Like Austin there said, we're going to have a show this Friday. We're doing a show every Friday night after 11 o'clock. It's called the Late Night Snack Show. I guess we're going to be talking about the Book of Mando this week. Peacemaker, sometimes some good old wrestling if we have some good topics on wrestling and whatever's going on, movies and all that. This weekend's my birthday, so we'll be going into my birthday because we used to start about 11 to about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I might have a birthday stream Saturday, depending if I don't know. My family might be taking me out, so if not, I might have a stream later that night. I'm supposed to have a wrestling stream Saturday. I got to figure it out because I got Chris's show and I think there's another show. There's a couple of streams going on Sunday, so might have a wrestling show this Sunday, but I'll be earlier, 5 or 6 or something. I got to figure out what a good time is. And next week, next Saturday, I'm supposed to have we're going to be doing an interview show on a rock interview show with a local band here in town called Mind Virus. So got that planned for February 5th. So if everything goes well, And also here every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock on the basketball show. And I pop on here and there, whoever's streaming, usually when I'm free, not at work and all that. So, basketball, appreciate letting me come on tonight. It's been awesome.
Anytime, man. Anytime. You know that. You guys are always welcome here. And that being said, guys, my show, The Hangout, every Wednesday, 8 p.m., and my random games. Probably going to do a stream with my man 36, actually, of us blasting Activision and Warzone, because it's been so trashy that we've actually jumped back onto PUBG because of the hackers on Warzone. And, they came out with this thing they call Ricochet, which is, I call it Ricochet, because it doesn't really stop the hacking from happening. So, yeah. So tune into that. It's definitely going to be ham and rice.
Yeah,
ham and rice. That's pretty good, actually.
Basco, you like Avatar? Did you see the little video I made of it? I posted.
Yeah. And what was that?
That's you.
The Avatar? Yeah. I saw you. Yeah, I saw it. I was cracking up. Didn't I like it?
We're on the Power Rangers of the New Republic. Well, I had that little was a video, but he's saying that's got Kathleen Kennedy and what's his name in the middle is Boba God, what's his name? I forget his name now.
Who? Filoni?
Filoni, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much. You put me on the face right behind those people, man. It was good though. It's nice. So yeah, man. Catch us here. Make sure you sub to Austin, and make sure you sub to Jason Lee Tucker of the Tucker Statement, because you know what? If it wasn't for the people viewing, we had about 10 or 11 people watching at one time, but it's people coming and catching it later. Make sure to jump on to the Rule of Three that's on live right now. Basco Raid. So, saying that, guys. Peace.